What's good, African family? Welcome back to the African Wahala. So, the legendary Fela Kuti's son, who is also a legend in his own space, Seun Kuti, he had that situation with the police officer where he slapped a cop on camera and the video went viral. He agreed to be investigated because the head of the police department in Nigeria ordered his arrest. So he voluntarily went to the police station, presented himself, and immediately he was put in handcuffs and he was made a spectacle by many police officers that have been looking for an opportunity to degrade someone of Seun Kuti's caliber, especially because Seun Kuti is an outspoken person speaking up against police brutality, against police injustices. He even speaks up against government brutalization of the police. And let me explain. The government doesn't pay these people their salaries on a regular basis. Sometimes you have police officers that are owed 6 month salary. And in the first place, they are not even getting paid properly, decent pay. So you have poor people that are given police uniforms and AK-47s and are paid 80,000 naira per month or 40,000. If you convert 40,000 naira to dollars, it's about maybe 120, maybe $120 a month as a police officer handling an AK-47. Goes back to his house at night in a police barracks that has no electricity, no running water. It's not even secure. They have to go take a shit outside their property because their toilets are detached from their buildings. No proper sanitation amenities, nothing. So these same people are the ones that are police officers. Why wouldn't they brutalize the people? So that's why in the Nigerian space, it's normal for police officers to brutalize the people and we just deal with it. It's like, oh yeah, oh, police officer beat me today. Man, I was taking a bus, I was on public transit, and next thing you know, policeman came and was asking me for my phone. And while trying to ask questions like, why are you trying to go through my phone? Police officer slapped me on the face and that's just how Nigerians are treated by the police. It's normal.
Because they say why go crack gun say one shoot. Look at what Nigeria police is doing to the citizens of this country. They force one of our passenger enter motor, go withdraw money for ATM. All the drivers park now say this thing is not right. They come now, they slap passengers. Why not do anything? So I go talk say why they go follow the boy go POS. Look.
And that is just a tiny fraction of the Nigerian wahala. Just part of the things that we go through on a day to day basis. as a result of having a completely failed country. This behavior of brutality with impunity starts from the top, the politicians. They treat the rest of us like shit. Okay, the politicians pay themselves ridiculous amount of money. For example, senators are paid 30 million naira per month for doing absolutely nothing. Then governors are paid maybe 50 million, 100 million per month for doing absolutely nothing. And then each one of these politicians or VIPs, they all have their policemen. They have their private personal police officers that are assigned to them by the police institution to protect them from us, the people. Now, those police officers that have the opportunity to be assigned to one of these VIPs, politicians, pastors, celebrities, they make a lot of money as a result of being posted to the VIPs. So they clamor for those positions. They fight very, very hard. Listen, if you're an average police officer, you're hired into the Nigerian police force. If you're not posted to a specialized department like SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, they claim it's been disbanded, but we still see them all around, so we don't believe that. If you're posted to SARS, for example, you will make a lot more money because now you have direct access to the citizens to rob them. You basically go in a gathering of young people, ask them stupid questions like, can I see your phone? If anybody argues with you, automatically you can brutalize him and collect bribes from him. And if he doesn't pay those bribes, you can take him to your station where he will pay more money. It doesn't go in the registry of the government. They tell you that bail is free. In Nigeria, bail is not free. You pay a lot of money just to survive. So we get brutalized on a day-to-day basis. Then Seun Kuti comes out and says, the police officer that he slapped on camera, which by the way, he has no excuse to do that. In my opinion, I understand why he did what he did, and I'm not going to completely castigate him, even though I understand what he did is wrong. But I just showed you a few clips, the way Nigerians are treated on a day-to-day basis. And many Nigerians, for that reason, have hatred for the police. That's just how we are. We hate them because they are murderers. Okay. Now, if one of these police officers is getting brutalized, for the most part, Nigerians don't react. But this time around, a lot more people are reacting because there is the social media side of things. The video got spread quickly, it went viral. Secondly, Seun Kuti was outspoken against Peter Obi in the last elections. And a lot of these Nigerians on social media, they love Peter Obi. So they became enemies with Seun Kuti for speaking against Peter Obi. So those are the two main reasons why this has become what it is. But in summary, the entire fracas is a case where the government is punishing the people because they can, because they are evil. Now, the people being punished are waiting for the opportunity to punish other poor people because they don't agree, because they are not on the same page. So this is a case where the oppressed people are trying to crush one another because they disagree on their choices. Meanwhile, all the oppressed people are crushed on a daily basis by the government. And when I'm talking about the oppressed people, I'm talking about number one, the police and the military. Number two, the obedient. Number three, the non-obedient that are also sick and tired of APC and PDP. We are all being crushed together, but we still have those differences between us that makes us support the crushing of whatever group we are not in support of. Maybe I'm maybe I'm making this too complicated. The point is we are hypocrites. Most people are hypocrites. I'll tell you the truth. Personally, Seun Kuti slapping a police officer is absolutely wrong. But at the same time, the people calling for the prosecution for the torture of Seun Kuti, most of them are hypocrites. For example, you saw what the police officers did. They had an opportunity to treat Sheun Kuti like trash after he showed up at the police station. And that's exactly what they did. They decided to treat him like trash. Now, I'm going to go into a statement that the one of the managers of Sheun Kuti put out in public. He had this to say on a social media earlier today, and that brings a completely new light to the story. He says, the guy's name is Ayo Moses. Speaking to Vanguard, Moses alleged that the police officer was drunk at the time of the incident and placed Kuti's family in danger by hitting their car with a police truck. He also accused the police officer of provoking Sheun. He said, on the said day, Sheun was driving with his family on 3rd Mainland Bridge when he was suddenly hit from behind by a police truck being driven by an officer who was reportedly drunk. This act from the officer led Sheun's daughter into a sudden shock as she was visibly shaken by the hit. So this made Sheun pursue the truck, double-crossed it, and forced it to a stop. When the police officer got down from the truck, instead of apologizing, he was arguing with Sheun, which provoked him to slap the officer. People should realize that men in uniform also provoke civilians. Immunity is no excuse for impunity. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. This is just word of mouth. We don't know if the police officer was drunk. I believe he was. Half of the Nigerian policemen are drunk at all times. They're either drunk or high at all times. These are mad, frustrated people that are just like the citizens. Most of the citizens, young people, are frustrated as well. So people are busy getting drunk, drinking beers from morning till night, getting high, just looking for an escape route from reality. And that's exactly what the police officers do. They're always drunk. So I believe the cop was drunk. And if you looked at the body language of the police officer, you would maybe think that when he realized that was Sheun Kuti, so he slowed down. But at the same time, he appeared drunk. If you ask me, the police guy looked drunk. So if they conduct a proper investigation, maybe they did a blood test right after the incident happened, they could have seen the blood alcohol level above allowable limits for an officer on duty with an AK-47. That shouldn't be the case. But we have a completely abnormal society where police officers are drunk. Public transport operators literally drink shots of alcohol in the presence of the passengers before departing on a long distance travel. So this is the kind of society that we have. We don't need to pretend like these things are strange to us. And that's why we keep on talking about these things. Maybe more people are aware and people stop being hypocrites. Okay. Sheun Kuti was wrong for what he did, but at the same time, he doesn't deserve all that nonsense that these radicals are wishing on him. I've seen radicals wish him death, wish his family members all types of evil, simply because he did what most Nigerians do. Fine, Sheun was an oppressor in that case. He was an oppressor. He behaved like a typical Nigerian celebrity. Do you know who I am? He did it. But at the same time, what he stands for, fighting against oppression, especially from the police, the military, and all those other people, it has given him a lot of positive image amongst we, the oppressed people, for the longest time. So we can find room to forgive him for this little incident and keep on moving. And why the hell did a police officer hit a civilian and just kept on going? Don't pretend like this is strange. It happens all the time. This happens all the time. Literally in Nigeria, as a civilian, a bloody civilian, that's what they call us, bloody civilians. You can be in your vehicle obeying the traffic rules, which are almost non-existent anyways. While obeying the traffic rules, A soldier or a police officer that is disobeying the traffic rules can collide with you and still beat you up in front of your wife and kids or kill you. It happens all the time. So don't pretend like these are new things that happen in the society, in the Nigerian society. These are normal. That's why Sean behaved the way he did, because it's a lawless society. You have to be lawless to thrive. Point blank and period. Man, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. I hope Sean Kuti would come out of this case unscathed, especially on the side of his career, because this could potentially affect his finances in the future. It's good. The Nigerian system created this mess where the citizens are brutalized by the police, and then some citizens that have attained VIP status, they then do the brutalization against the police and every other citizen. Meanwhile, we are all getting brutalized by the government. So I just thought I'd put that out there. Thank you for watching the African Wahala. If you like this content, click on the like button, share the video, subscribe. Peace.